This is Overtime with Chris Dewar, only on KHQA.
Well, this is Saturday, November the 26th, and you have indeed entered Overtime, where on this holiday weekend, yours truly is giving thanks for many things. Wonderful children, a beautiful, merciful wife who makes me take no part in the Black Friday shopping wars, and from a sporting standpoint, the end of the NBA lockout, oodles and oodles of local holiday basketball fun today, and as you probably guessed, the fact that there was still one last high school football contest left on my 2011 calendar. Now, had you asked me back in June, heck, even back in late October for that matter, what area team would carry the banner of Tri-State football to the end of the road, I'm pretty sure South Shelby would not have been high on my list of probables. But therein lies the beauty of this journey and the mastery of just what Rob Wilton and his Angry Birds have done this season. Mitigated flaws, played to their strengths, and grew up in a hurry, and inevitably shocked the world. Would the Cardinals have one more upset left in them today against 10-time state champion Valley Catholic? Oh, the fans out in force to watch their team try to continue the upset run today. This is something less than a fortuitous start. First play from scrimmage for Valley Catholic. A bad omen as Alex Greminger takes the screen pass, goes 48 yards into the end zone for the touchdown. This play, however, called back due to motion, but it shows you the speed that was in play from Greminger, as later he would atone for the missed touchdown, taking this ball down to the 2-yard line. That would set up quarterback Matt Weiner, going to go in and just fight his way past the entire South Shelby defensive line, falling in to give his team a 7-0 lead. The Warrior defense was relentless, particularly their defensive line, which may have been faster than South Shelby's skill position guys. Ryan Herman here crushing David Hafman. South just 5 yards of offense in the first quarter. Although South Shelby on the second drive for Valley Catholic would return the favor. That's Wes Mefford with the quarterback sack. And later in this drive, it's Jared Peacock with the huge stop in the red zone. Valley Catholic forced to settle for a field goal from 30 yards out. They'd miss it. Still just a 7-0 game at that point. However, here comes Valley Catholic again. The modified flea flicker right here ends up in the hands of Jared Bruns on down deep into the red zone. That sets up Matt Weiner again. Great option take right here as he runs naked through the middle of the field. 14-0 at that point. South Shelby, late first quarter, early second quarter, finally starts driving in this one. Great pass from Hafman right here to Andrew Delana. That combination was effective on this drive as those two would hook up again, take this ball all the way down to the 32-yard line, where South Shelby would turn the ball over on downs. Unfortunately, immediately following that, this would ensue. Trevor Klump is going to take this catch, disappear from your screen for a time, reappear in the middle of your screen, and just keep running. The kid was ridiculous on this run. I believe, my friends, that ended up being a 68-yard touchdown run for Klump. Made it 21-0 at that point. More to come from the passing game. Weiner to the air. This is Corey Kurtz with a beautiful catch just before the end of the half, making it 28-0. Then after a botched punt, again, look at Jared Bruns going up and a magnificent catch to make it 35-0. Would get no closer than that. South Shelby would score a touchdown against the second team Valley defense late on an Austin Hall run, but that was it today. South Shelby beaten by a better team, 49-7, but a great season for Rob Wilton Company. Who'd have thunk it? And with so many young players in the mix, including 3 freshman offensive linemen, got a feeling this will not be South Shelby's last trip to the Dome in the next couple of years. Great job, fellas. Well done. And speaking of some good news now on the state championship front, Staley, which didn't exist 6 years ago, is a state champion. And that means our good buddy Fred Bouchard, the former Palmyra coach, former Culver Stockton coach, has yet another state championship to add to the collection as Staley beats Kirkwood tonight 35-21. If there's a better coach in the state of Missouri than Fred Bouchard, I've yet to meet him. What has been an eye-opening start to the high school basketball season for the apparently resurgent Quincy High Blue Devils, who've beaten their first 2 opponents by a 99-point combined margin thus far. Granted, Sean Taylor's crew hasn't exactly faced Murderers Row in the 41st edition of the Thanksgiving tournament, but a title right out of the gate would be the kind of confidence boost that could carry this team a long ways. Jacobs the last obstacle standing tonight, and the Blue Devils were about to take it down. Already leading big when D'Angelo Dean goes to work with that modified hook shot of his, which has become a heck of a weapon. And speaking of weapons, you gotta love the newcomer, Cole Abbey from NBA range, knocking down the 3. Quincy High up 17 points at the half. They're not done. Cole Abbey with a miss right here, but there's D'Angelo Dean yet again playing offensive trash man, throwing that up and in. Mason Fairley doing what he does best, making some perimeter magic right here with the triple for him. Then the full court press applied neatly. D'Angelo Dean going to flush it down hard. His second dunk of the night, making good on that vow for 2 dunks a game. Mr. Dean throwing down hard. We'll look at it again as D'Angelo. You got to get up to get down. By the way, I owe that young man a Fraternity of Pain t-shirt. We'll get that to you, D'Angelo, next week. Good stuff from him as well. How about this? Mike Davis, quietly been playing very, very well for this team. Bucket, Band-Aid, and the three-point play for him. And then off the nice inbounds pass, it's D'Angelo Dean yet again. Blue Devils winning, going 3-0 in the season, and another rout. 3 straight routes for the Blue Devils. Break them up. 73-49 is your final. Well, the critics will tell you that as a collective, this might have been one of the weaker fields in the history of both the Gully Transportation Tip-Off Tournament and the Suns Classic. That may well be the case, but let's also not diminish just how well the champions of both pools, Quincy Notre Dame, I should say, and a wonderfully tenacious Unity squad have been in attending to their business. Tonight, it was crossover championship night for ultimate bragging rights. Unity, a huge underdog coming in. Quincy Notre Dame not taking them for granted off the opening tip right here. It's Alex Fitch over to Nick Dietrich, and he's going to drive and make a message against that stout Unity defense right off the bat. This time, it's the Twins, Nick to Chris Dietrich behind the arc, and that 3, my friends, is going to fall. Quincy Notre Dame off to a good start in this game. Working off some defense, it's Alex Fitch this time, finishing with the lay-in. 4-2 at the other end. Quincy Notre Dame actually playing better defense than Unity. That takes some doing, as good as the Mustang defense has been, but at the other end, how about that? Andrew Doyle in transition scores right back. Alex Altmix about to do some work right here. He's going to get the steal. He's got those quick hands. He's going to feed Chris Dietrich ahead, who's going to roll in right there. Doyle trying to answer, though, for Unity at the other side. Going to hit this 3 right here. This kid's had a pretty nice week as well. Good stuff for Unity. They just couldn't keep up with Quincy Notre Dame's pace. Alex Fitch had himself a 20-point scoring night. The 3 ball from the corner pocket. Massey, it's good right there. Matt Dusterhouse trying to answer in this game. Again, he was a kid who was all tournament worthy, and the nice little shot right there. But Evan Claney and Quincy Notre Dame too much tonight as the Raiders win the crossover championship 65-50, beating Unity. And remember, Unity, a much improved team. Nice win for the Raiders tonight. How about we take you to the Saki Turkey tournament where Hannibal had already clinched the title. You know what, Andy Douglas and Liberty trying to add a little scar tissue to them at least, trying to give them a loss despite the fact the title was theirs. Craven McBride right there with the nice bucket to try to rally his team from an early deficit. Then it's Bubba Williams with that nice little baseline jumper. Liberty, though, trying to extend their lead. Off the miss right here, my friends, from Michael Blewett, that's Dalton Crawford, who's had a monster week. More on him in a second. Still, Hannibal trying to fight to come back in this game, down as many as 8. Logan Hicks with a putback right there, but Dalton Crawford kept delivering answers near the end of the first half. This 3 shows the range of the big man's game. Other end, how about Jay Jones? A little herky-jerky stuff from the small guard. He's going to knock that in, though, for the bucket. Dalton Crawford just kept answering. That great take to the glass right there. More Crawford to come. We're not done with that young man, as he's going to just fake everybody out on defense. Baseline defense not really good by either team tonight, but that bucket's going to fall. And then how about a little more Dalton Crawford, if you please, as Liberty would build a 5-point lead at the end of the first. No, my friends, that is good stuff right there from Jared Shover. Liberty leading by 5 at the half. Hannibal trying to come back in this game. Hannibal showing some resourcefulness after taking this blow from Jordan Obert. Great bucket from him. But look at Jay Jones, shortest guy on the floor. 5'8" of him is going to sky out of nowhere, get the block shot right here on Jared Shover, and at the other end, that's going to lead to a transition bucket for Logan Hicks. Hannibal comes all the way back and wins to go 4-0 on the tournament and basically put an exclamation point on their title, winning tonight by the final count in this one of 60-54. Mike Shivers big on the day with 14 points, 4 of them from 3-point range. Well, we've got plenty more in the way of high school basketball coming up here on this big overstuffed overtime show. But up next, the Quincy University men try to make it 4 straight out the gate. Welcome back to Overtime, everybody. Our college docket on this Saturday was headlined by a battle of unbeatens as Quincy University welcomed a litmus test challenge at Pepsi Arena from 4-0 Central Missouri State. This would be a fun game from start to finish of this one. Let's start it off with a little good ball movement, and the end result is Chris Babbitt coming free and knocking down the jumper from the three and from the corner for three as well. Marshawn Norris right here with the pull-up jumper as well. Had himself a big day from downtown. He was good from three-point range. Norris absolutely feeling it in this one, another triple. He is completely pumped up, and Norris, for good measure, also can play good share. He's going to kick out, I should say, here to Courtney Belger. Baseline jumper is good right there as well. More to come from the Hawk offense. Ryan Stuckman, former KHQA Player of the Year, hooking up with Jordan Wilson here for the three. The three-pointers were a-flying. How about some Scott Hahn, the pride of Mount Pleasant, Iowa, looking inside to Justin Brock, off the window and in for two more. Everybody getting into the act today, and the Hawks would need every last one of these points. Jay Bentley Brock going up strong and getting the fortuitous roll at that point. More Norris. He was knocking down threes at a mad clip today. I believe he finished the day with 16 points. Some good ball handling there as well on the take for two. And then it's Mr. Wilson outside to inside. Good stuff right there, just like a good golf swing. Quincy University wins yet again, goes to 4-0 on the season. Marty Bell's team looking really strong early. They beat formerly unbeaten CMSU. Final count 76-71 behind that huge day by the youngster, Mr. Norris. Elsewhere on the docket today, Western Illinois goes on the road and beats the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota 65-62. A double-double today for Terrell Parks, who had 17 points and 11 rebounds for the Leathernecks. Women's basketball, the news not good for the Lady Hawks as they drop their second straight despite a double-double from Allie Schwagmeyer, losing at Central Missouri State. 66-65 was your final there. Also bad news at home today for Western Illinois as the Leathernecks, J.D. Gravina's team, falls to Wisconsin-Milwaukee 79-66. I believe it was a career best scoring day for Lindsey Carroll, however, who had 18 points in the loss. And check out Southeastern Community College, which wins yet again. Jerry Jerome's team now 9-0 on the season, led by Hazaria Washington, who had 19 points to lead the Flourish today. We've got more girls basketball for you today. How about a tough 72 hours for Jacksonville Rout, which starts off the season today against 2A champ Quincy Notre Dame, then on Monday takes on 1A champ West Central. That's a tough 72 hours. Started off badly for Rout as well today. Tori Kuhn getting the feed from Jordan Frericks. Nice to see Ms. Frericks back. She changes the entire equation. Carly Gengenbacher is an equation changer as well. Right here, 2 of her 18 points from mid-range. Tori Kuhn, yet again, this time showing off her defensive instincts. The future Lindenwood star with a great grab there and the easy take. It's a big run right out of the gate for the Lady Raiders. Jordan Frericks, again, those long arms. She changes the entire equation defensively. Larceny and the layup at the other end. Then Cassidy Gengenbacher with the deflection. That ends up in the hands of Jordan Frericks yet again. She flirted with a quadruple double, making the Hakeem Olajuwon type contributions today all across the board. A 12-0 run to start. Allison Kuhn, though, for Rout, gets the three right there to break the momentum. Doesn't matter. Quincy Notre Dame going to go right back at it. Kate Gengenbacher going up with the tough take right there. More Jordan Frericks getting the beautiful interior pass and getting the bucket to fall. And then one more for you, out ahead of everybody on the snowbird pass. It's Cassidy Gengenbacher, who was huge today. She added the 18 points. Jordan Frericks with 15 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 8 blocks as Quincy Notre Dame blows out a pretty good Rout team, 88-37. Was your final there. More scores for you from the girls' side of things. Keokuk getting a win today in its debut against West Branch. Zoe Cavon leading the way for Mike Davis's crew with 10 points. Also, Macomb, big win for the Lady Bombers at home against Liberty Payson, 59-35. Yanni Sadler with 11 points to lead her team to victory. Wish the news was good for Illini West, but they are playing in that loaded Galesburg tournament, and it was not good for Zach Keene's team on either front, losing by 20 today to Dunlap, and also losing to the host team by big, 83-44. Remember, Zach Keene's team had some early season injuries, tough schedule going on. I wouldn't read too much into this, but Illini West did have its struggles against a loaded field up north today. Quincy High School, no such struggles in their own tournament. Congratulations to Greg Altmix, his team taking care of business all weekend long, beating East St. Louis today 47-42 in what turned out to be the decisive game in the Quincy High Thanksgiving tournament. Also today, Quincy High School beat Jacobs 42-30 to go undefeated, 5 wins, check that, 4 wins throughout the course of the tournament today as the Blue Devils get on a good pace with those victories. Meanwhile, back at the tournament, Pittsfield today taking on Jacobs. Oh, and Jacobs trying to do some work right here. Early on, it is Lauren Grady with a steal. She's going to go coast to coast with the deuce right here, but the Saukeys going to come back with some authority in this game as the Saukeys get some long-range shooting here from Shea O'Brien. That from three-point range. Great bucket for her. Then Lauren Newingham coming up with the jumper right here. Great hustle at the other end, though, by Katie Klatt. She's going to do some nice work here on the drive, fighting hard for the Saukeys and getting the bucket to fall at that point. And more of Shea O'Brien. She's going to get the nice take all on her own right here. The friendly roll for two. The Saukeys playing two today. They get the split. They win one, they lose one. Nice showing for Jeff Shireman's team today as the Saukeys end up against Jacobs with the 47-38 win over Jacobs today. So the Saukeys get the victory there as well. Congratulations to them. More scores to pass along boys' side of things tonight. Maybe the most exciting game of the day sees Griggsville Perry win at the buzzer over Pittsfield. Dylan Craven with a game-winning shot in that one, 38-36. Just the second loss in the history of the tournament, 5 years deep now, that Pittsfield has been beaten on its home floor on the Thanksgiving Day. Been telling everybody all week, when Griggsville finally gets it put together, the Tornadoes might be the most dangerous team to come out of this tournament. They showed a little bit of that today, got lots of weapons. Todd Bradshaw with a very nice victory for his team today. Also on the docket, we have Macomb taking third place at the Canton tournament. Nick Hiley, big day for the big fella from the Bombers. He had 30 points to lead his team to a 62-59 victory over Canton. So after two early losses, Macomb is now, I believe, 3-2 on the season. That's a nice comeback for the Bombers. Big day as well for the Jacksonville Crimsons. We'll get to them in just a second. West Central, though, continues to keep its opponents below 30. Almost today. They gave New Berlin 31, but still win the tournament championship undefeated. Jeff Abel's team winning 50-31 over the Pretzels today. Now on to Jacksonville, which won two in thrilling fashion today. The first one comes on a tip-in with 1.1 second left by Blake Hance, who helps his team complete a rally from 15 points down. Jacksonville beats Plain 65-63. I think I heard that Josh Peak was 18 of 20 from the free throw line today in helping his team to victory in Game 1 at the Crimson Classic. Game number 2, comeback win as Jacksonville struggled early but ends up beating Jerseyville 54-42 in that one. So the Crimsons get two nice victories today. Good for J.R. Dugan's team, which looks very good down the stretch. And as I told you earlier, if Monroe's is nice enough to call us with scores, we're going to put them out there for you. Monroe's just cruising through the Orient tournament. Remember, Monroe's came into the season state rank. They beat Fulton today. 62-39 was your final there. Let us go back to the Gully tip-off tournament. Third place game, Highland and West Hancock going at it. Reno Pinkston taking on a Highland team that is very, very explosive behind this guy, Derek Smith, with the steal and the bucket. He misses, but Adam Richmiller is there. Bucket foul on the three-point play on that one. Austin Hardy, though, with an answer. He'll miss the three, but follow his own shot. You got to like the resourcefulness there. Bucket and the foul as well. Second half, Keegan Brown trying to make some things happen. Great drive for the Cougars right here as he gets the lay-in for two, going high off the glass to get that to fall. You know what? West Hancock had answers. Mr. Austin Hardy on the break feeds Paxton Harmon, who had himself a big day today, scoring big with 25 points for Mr. Harmon. We're not done with Paxton, not by a long shot. Here on the dribble drive for two more, and then Mr. Harmon feeling it today. He'll hit the turnaround J as well as West Hancock takes care of its business today, winning 60-39 over Highland. Fifth place game saw Central and Kirksville going at it. Central trying to get off the schneid after a couple of tough losses. Douglas Weiss on the fast break right here, going to play some defense. He's a pretty good defensive back. That's a pretty good deflection as well at the other end of the floor, and then he's going to go coast to coast at the other end. Great stuff. That's sensational seven-worthy for that young man. Good stuff there. How about some Marcus Landis as well? Another one of those great Central football defensive backs. Great dish right here, hooking up with Alex Walter, who skies for the lay-in there. And then how about Kirksville trying to come back in this one? The three-pointer swatted neatly there by Alex Walter, as you would see Central with a nice win today. Walter with 19 points, Weiss with 19 points, as Central ends up taking fifth place in the tournament today with a 59-53 victory. And in the consolation championship, it was Southeastern beating Western today, 50-42. Southeastern with its first win of the season. Good stuff for them.